like to thank the government whip for his speech. For the last substantive speech in this debate, I'd like to call upon Dr.
Mr. Speaker says, if I entrusted the adjudicators to keep my secret, it is your responsibility to keep that secret a secret. Nobody has the right to know what is my secret. So ladies and gentlemen, what the government side do not understand about this motion is that they are trying to create a situation where anybody can know the secrets of anybody. Well, let's take, for example, to make it very clearly the case. They are trying to say that by making force or by making a law, it's compulsory for the doctors to tell the authorities. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if they are trying to make a law that will actually infringe the right of the doctors not to tell and break into someone's privacy. Let's say I don't want somebody to tell someone else about my secret, but still they have this kind of law that would allow you to tell the authorities without my consent. Is that fair? Is that human rights? Is that justice that they are trying to uphold? No. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second definition of their consent of cases not known by the authorities. Is not known by the authorities. Now, the definition of suspected domestic violence cases is not known. But how can it be unknown when this motion clearly states it is suspected, ladies and gentlemen? Where is the term of unknown and suspected? Those are two different words. Please listen carefully. Third, on the concept of people not telling the authorities because they are shy, and so they will tell the doctors, blah, blah, blah. Now, ladies and gentlemen, again and again, these doctors already have laws to make sure that they create medical reports. They carry out medical reports, and that is already stated by the law. What the law does not state is when a verbal unproven complaint has been made between the doctor and the patient, that cannot be told by the doctors to the authorities because that is unproven. That can be a statement, but that can also be an accusation. What if I don't like you and I don't like you, so I hit my head with say a bottle, and then I tell you that the third speaker has hit me, and you tell the authorities. So when the authorities give us a warrant, catches you, you are caught with nothing. You are caught with something that you had to do. The first one.
Well, that is why debates are held. Instead of blindly stating it is a law, you should have defended it by what you should have justified it, and you should have defended the law. Instead, you only plainly stated it's the law. I think you should be defending and stating that why is it justified.
Let's give it. I don't really understand what you're talking about. Okay, now let's go. Now let me go. On forced rebuttal, how we said that 7 years of learning can actually make the doctors can be able to differentiate between the conditions of bruises. Now, yes, they can differentiate, but again, can they really tell who did it? That's the job of the police. If they say that the doctors have to tell the police because there is going to be a law, well, just imagine just how many cases there are going to be. Lots and lots of cases. When there are lots and lots of cases, it becomes harder to handle for the police. When it becomes harder for the police to handle, the police will probably just give up because there are just too many domestic violence cases, there are just too many kids being abused. But then again, we cannot know if it is true or not. Because these doctors, when whatever statement they give out, this can be that can be an evidence, but there can also be an unproven statement. Sorry. On the first point of CP and humanity, how she said that when it becomes a severe case, then we talk to the doctors and the doctors tell the authority. See, it's the doctors telling. It is up to their free will because nobody is forcing the doctor to tell, and thus the motion falls. How? Because if we implement this motion, it's like trying to make it compulsory for these doctors to tell, even if they don't know if it's really the victim's doing or if someone really punched the victim. Sorry. And she also think about the safety of this society. Again, big question. What about the safety of the seekers? What about it? Because the victims will no longer have the rights to their own seekers. Because no matter to whom they tell, their secrets will be publicly known by the police, by the doctors, by everyone. So what is the human rights that I'm trying to talk about? Where is the safety in that? Because whatever I tell to anybody that I entrusted, I am sure that my secret secrets will be told. So I won't tell, and the case won't be solved. Sit down. You also get that doctors have rules to protect the humanity. But again, it is humane if the request of the victims are not fulfilled. Let's say, for example, I don't want the doctor to tell what my dad has done to me. But still, the doctors told the authorities. That is inhumane. Why? Because I already trust the doctors not to tell. But then he backed up. He turned his back on my trust, and thus that is inhumane, and that cannot be a fair justice, ladies and gentlemen. Think again. That is the first speaker. The second speaker, how she said that already we have in newspapers that domestic violence cases causing death. So the victims are already dead. The victims are already dead. They can't tell anybody anyway. The cases are known because they are dead. So how can they actually tell the secrets in the first place? If they still want this dead victim to help save the case, then ask the dead victims, ask the dead bodies who killed them, and impossible that the ghost will tell the police or the authorities. So, we also, okay, go.
How is it making it harder for police to investigate when the doctors are supplying them with the correct information that they actually obtained?
It is clever, and I question how can it actually become easier for the doctors or these police to handle if lots and lots of cases of domestic violence cases appear just because lots and lots of doctors are reporting to the authorities. It becomes harder to handle, it becomes harder to solve because the police force, they do not have like magic investigation that will, just because the evidence of the doctor, everything will be known. So, the second speaker shows that is the obligation for the doctor to say, like, yes, we know that it's their job, but remember, it's also their obligation by legal law to protect the rights if the patient chooses to. If they choose to die, then the doctor can make them die. That's why we have euthanasia. Now, what is euthanasia? Euthanasia is when the patients have terminal disease and she chooses to end his or her life by the injection. If the patient chooses to die, that is the obligation of the doctors to make him or her die. We also talk about the effectiveness, how these other cases end up, these people dying. Again, it is not really clarified how it can actually be effective in solving the domestic violence cases. The third speaker, if you are, how the doctors have to pass to the authorities. Hey, why don't the authorities come to the doctors? Because with these doctors, they are already having headaches to figure out what if these bruises are actually bruises from abuse or bruises from falling from the staircase. Then it becomes their job to tell the authorities. So the cases becomes harder to handle, and at last the police might as well give up. So again, when he said that these doctors have 7 years of qualification, the doctors can't actually differentiate between lying and symptoms, because lying and symptoms are different. What lying symptoms are different. And so we say that this house will not force doctors to divulge information regarding suspected domestic violence cases, and it is their right and rule to protect the privacy of their patients. With that, we let go.